So Pope Benedict has the same birthday as Selena Quintanilla, which is April 16th, and he passed away December 31st. So when you talk about people writing energies, that would be one of the energies with Selena because the 416 birthday. So September 4th, Pope Benedict XVI became the longest lived pope, 93 years and 4 months, 16 days. So basically he passed Pope Leo as the oldest pope living. This is Pope Leo, who was born March 2nd, passed away July 20th. His papacy began on February 20th. So Rihanna 220 is traveling on the realm where that Pope Leo started his papacy on February 20th. It ended July 20th, which is on the same wavelength or astral portal as Malcolm Jamal Warner, because he passed away in the astral water or in the water in 720, which that's when his papacy ended, 720. So September 4th is when Pope Benedict became the longest lived pope, again surpassing Leo XX111, which is Pope Leo XIII. The new pope is Pope Leo the 14th, right? He started May 18th. His birthday is 914, like 9/4, 914, Beyonce's birthday, which is the birthday Decode working on. Which reminds me of the Smurfs because Rihanna plays as Smurfette. And the red cap, the Pythagorean cap, that's also the cap on the Haitian flag. So think about all the codes we talked about: Scottish Freemasonry, blue eyes, blonde hair, red hair, all the DNA codes that go with your DNA line, all the memories that are in your DNA. Which reminds me of the Vatican's red shoes, the Pope Francis shoes, the Devil Wears Prada shoes, and then the shoes from the Wizard of Oz, which originally were silver. Which Selena, she had her last, video recorded concert, and her shoes were silver. So if you go watch Selena, my favorite video is Disco Medley, you can see like the black and white duality floors, like Freemason. She's dancing. I love this. In the background, you have like the beehive right here, like the honeycomb. So just pay attention to the symbolism with the beehive and the honeycomb and the duality, the checkerboard, and the connection we made already with Selena and Beyonce. And we talked about the Barney connection and Selena Gomez, which Barney's feet reminds me of the coat of arms for the Pitt family. So then you think about the Pitt family, Brad Pitt, and the other Pitt family from England. Remember, we already talked about Barney and the outfits, the Aurora Borealis, those are the colors. So Brad Pitt's mom passed away. She was born August 13th, passed away August 5th. She was 84 years old. The mother of Brad Pitt, December 18th birthday, which is DMX. Birthday, Angie Stone's birthday. The Pope Francis birthday is December 17th, one day before Brad Pitt. So there's Pitt the Younger, William Pitt. You can Google it and look up the whole Pitt family. Because when people are celebrities, a lot of times they're connected to some old school families. So when we went to the Smurfs, it reminds me of the Smurl family, where Ed and Lorraine Warren would go to the Smurls' house in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, which is named after the Pitts family, specifically William Pitt, first Earl of Chatham. So if you want to learn more about the Smurl family and them being haunted, there's a movie called Haunted that came out in 1991, and then the new Conjuring movie's coming out September 5th. So they'll talk about the Smurl family. The Conjuring Last Rites movie, right here, September 5th. They did the Annabelle franchise, the Conjuring, the Nun. They would do exorcisms and things like that, but they would have to get clearance from the Vatican to do exorcisms. So the Smurfs remind me of the Smurl family. They live on 328, 330 Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. That's them right there. And their little dog, or the big dog. Smurl family comes from like USA and Scotland. Think Scottish Freemasonry, red hair. So I think about Johnny Grewell, who was born December 24th, passed away January 9th, who came up with the Raggedy Ann doll. His daughter had gotten a shot, and supposedly she passed away from that. That's what he thought. His daughter's portal was 818, same as Malcolm Jamal Warner, and we were talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner and him being born 818 and passing away 720. 27 is red gematria, so think red here. So Johnny Grewell, 1224 to January 9th. Matthew Knowles, the father of Beyonce, who we're doing the birthday decode for, which is September 4th, January 9th. Princess of Wales, Catherine, January 9th. She's the spouse of Prince William. So the whole Annabelle doll, Raggedy Ann doll, the red pyramid on her nose, red pyramid of Ramses. Reminds me of Princess Beatrice and her mom, and her having 8/8 birthday, like 818, and her mother having red hair and the DNA. So then I automatically think of like the Annabelle doll whenever I see her because the red hair DNA. Which also reminds me of like Mystique from the X-Men, right? Blue body, red hair, like the Little Mermaid, the Widow's Peak. Reminds me of Aurora Monroe, who also has a Widow's Peak, which means they're probably related somewhere down the timeline, right? And then you have Rogue, like the Nissan Rogue, okay? Or like Sarah Palin, 211 Rogue. 211 is 112, like 112 Ocean Avenue, where they had the Amityville Horror, where Ed and Lorraine Warren also went to the house to do, some ghost work. She has a whole book called Going Rogue. So when you go into the Smurfs, it came out December 24th for like one of the original comics, which is from like this writer from Belgium. Remember 12/24 is when Johnny Gruelle, who created the Raggedy Ann doll, birthday 12/24. Whenever you're thinking about doing decodes, events, religious holidays, just think of everything as the clues, and you're in an escape room, and you're trying not to be terminated. So you need to find out all the pieces of the puzzles. So if you're born September 4th, it links to Heather O'Rourke, Emery Tate, Andrew Tate, Sharon Tate. So I suggest you go into each of their portals because their stories lead to bigger portals, but since they're not directly related to December 4th, because none of them have passed away or born September 4th, I would just say explore those other people because it is connected to September 4th. Also explore Brandy because of 211. Whitney Houston, 211, 8-9 portal share with Sharon Tate. Bobby Christina, of course. So we'll quickly go over a little bit more of the events that happened on September 4th, like Operation Swift between September 4th and September 15th, because Taylor Swift, and the whole Beyonce with the Grammys and Kanye West. So I already told you about December 13th being the feast day of St. Lucia. St. Lucia going to like Lucille Ball, the Lucy, the First Bones, the red hair, using the whole brain, conjuring, the astral waters. The Price is Right premiered on CBS on September 4th. It's currently the longest running game show of American television. So if you didn't know, go watch Price is Right, which is by Bob Stewart, who was born August 27th, passed away May 4th. May 4th, Aubrey Hepburn's birthday. She passed away on Jeffrey Epstein's birthday, January 20th. Sophia Robot, February 14th. They used Aubrey Hepburn and Nefertiti to kind of base her off of. Mark Goodson, January 14th, December 18th, one of the creators of The Price is Right. December 18th, Brad Pitt, DMX, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's husband. Both of them passed away already. The other creator of The Price is Right, William Todman, July 31st to July 29th. And then Barb Barker being the presenter of The Price is Right. The host remind me of Alabama Barker and her father having 11/14 birthday, same birthday as King Charles in charge. So the Travis Barker connection. Google was founded September 4th by Lawrence Page and Sergey Brin. August 21st, Haitian Revolution, Nat Turner Rebellion. Tokyo Disney Sea opened September 4th. George Eastman registers the trademark Kodak and receives a patent for this camera that uses roll film. So Kodak, which was founded May 23rd, which happens to be Ryan Coogler's and Maxwell the Singer's birthday. Remind me of Kodak Black, Bodak Yellow, which came out June 16th, Tupac's birthday. So for June 16th, the Simpson case, June 16th. George Eastman, July 12th to March 14th. Henry Strong, first president of Eastman Kodak. Siege of Fort Harrison. Napoleon III of France is deposed and the Third Republic is declared. This is Napoleon III, born April 20th, passed away January 9th. January 9th came up already because Matthew knows that Johnny Gruelle, Princess Catherine. Pearl Street Station in New York becomes the first power plant to supply electricity to paying customers. Little Rock Crisis, September 4th, where Elizabeth Efford tries to go into Little Rock Central High School. Civil Rights Movement, May 17th to April 11th. Like Jaguar Wright, May 17th. Jaguar Wright, middle name Suzette.